All right, let's see if this is all working here. I believe it is. Purpose of this stream is the discussion of addiction and recovery based on Christian principles and the 12-step program of recovery. Occasionally, other subjects may be discussed. Everything the host or guest shares his opinion and comes from personal experience in recovery. Your path to recovery may be different, and that's okay. Just get there, okay? So we covered that. Hi, welcome aboard. Nice to have you in. My name's Glenn. I am a recovered alcoholic. I drank for about 40 years, but well preserved in alcohol. Yeah. I did get sober. I've been sober now for 5,000 days, over 5,000 days. And welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, running a little bit late today, but hey, at least we're here. We made it anyway. And hi there. To oh, you got me. Yeah, you caught me. uh, all right. All right. Jacques, is it? Or Jacques? Jacu? I'm not sure. Alan? Or is that all one word? I'm not sure. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Hey, one like is better than none, right? I'm glad you're here. Very glad you're here. Um, so anyhow, that light is coming in a little bit too hot over here, isn't it? Let's move my little table. Is that the light? What is that? Oh, I'm on the wrong side. That's why. It's there. There it is. It's that light. Sorry about that. I get this thing figured out sooner or later. You got to do a balancing act with these tripods if they put these lights on. There. That's a little better. All right. I took care of that. All right. Yeah, nice to be here on this, what is it? Friday night? Years ago, I'd be at the bar. Or under the bar. Probably under the bar by this time. But anyway, nice to have you along here. Let me just adjust this a little bit. There we go. And so this is a recovery-based channel. I don't know if you guys knew that or not. I do have another channel where there's some videos on it. Aware and Convinced. That's my little logo up there. Everything's backwards, so I have to point in the wrong direction. Aware and Convinced is the name of the channel, and do have videos up there as well related to recovery and addiction and all that kind of, I won't say good stuff, I'll say stuff. Right? And you know, there's only 3 outcomes. If you're stuck in addiction, there's only 3 outcomes that are available to you. And let's see. Are you talking to me? Come on now. No, who's electrician's mate? CVN 73 aircraft carrier. Great. Yes, I'm a veteran. Proudly served. Vietnam era vet. CVN 73 aircraft carrier. Carlos, welcome aboard. Electrician's mate. All right. You guys kept it flowing, the power flowing. Which reminds me of a story. Actually, true story. We were out off the coast of, we were between Florida and Bermuda, or just off Bermuda. Anyway, no, it was off the coast of Florida. Not Bermuda, what am I saying? Towards the Bahamas. And we were west of the Bahamas. And cruising along. I don't know what they were doing, just playing. I was on a sub chaser at the time, a destroyer escort, which was basically well, it was just the designation was destroyer escort, but it was a sub chasing missile cruiser, basically. It was a lot bigger than the old destroyer escorts that they had 80 years ago. It was like twice the size. But anyway, I think they did away with that designation too. But yeah, we were just west of the Bahamas, and everything went dead. Blew everything out. All the lights went out, everything just dead. We were in the middle of the Bermuda Triangle. True story. And we were floating dead in the water. DIW, dead in the water for a few hours. And I was in the communication shack, and we tried to connect with anybody to tell them our situation, and we couldn't get through. Whatever reason, now I'm not. Am I a believer in the Bermuda Triangle, and is there some kind of sinkhole out there into another universe? I don't know. I doubt it. But hey, I'm open. I'm open. We didn't get into another universe. We just floated around DIW, dead in the water, for a few hours. Anyway, I don't know, 3 or 4 hours, I guess, till the electricians, they fixed the situation, got us back running again. We finally did communicate with somebody. I think just off the coast of Florida, we'd be able to. Now, this is going back a few years before technology is where it is today. But yeah, we couldn't get a hold of anybody. Finally did get a hold of Iceland, somebody in Iceland. We're down here off of the Bahamas, and we've got to call Iceland to say, hey, help us out. We're stranded. Times have changed now. Everything's satellite communications, and it's amazing. Man, does that make me feel old? Wow, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's my partner up there. That's Kat. What are you doing, Kat? She doesn't talk much. She's quiet. Do I believe in Jesus Christ? Absolutely, I do. Absolutely, I do. Yes, I do. That's the only reason I'm sober today. After drinking for 40 years. You kidding me? Absolutely. So, yeah, if you check out some of the videos on the main channel there, you'll get kind of a feel for, what I hope to do or try to do with the channel. And I know last night we did some reading off of the big book of Alcoholics Anonymous, one of my favorite organizations. You see me? Favorite organizations. AA. Got me sober in AA. And I'm extremely grateful for that. I will promo an app while I'm here. If you're into sober recovery, I know there's a lot of apps out there. This one in particular is, I just have to grab it here real quick because I keep forgetting the official name. I just call it my AA app. It's called, my memory's as long as a toothpick. Everything AA. Everything AA app. Now, you don't have to be just in AA to download it or anything like that. It's a great app. Put in your sobriety date. It tells you how long you've been sober and how many days you've been sober. It's got the 12 steps. It's got the big book. The whole big book is wrapped up in that little app. It's also got 2 guys that got me sober. I mean, they were absolutely, I would say, at least 50% of getting me sober. Maybe a little, well, no, I can't say that. Obviously, God was a big part, probably 90% of me getting sober or more, 99.9999%. But these two guys, AA guys, Joe and Charlie. I don't know if anybody out there has ever heard of Joe and Charlie, but if you're into getting sober, they were a couple of drunks. They'll admit it. They were. And they put together these series on the Big Book. And it is absolutely fantastic. When I used to go out and do my walking and around the neighborhood, I go to the gym now. I used to walk around the neighborhood, and I'd have my, earbuds in, and Joe and Charlie were always playing, and absolutely fantastic. Anyway, you can get their audio files right there on the app, Everything AA, and it's free. Everything's free. That's an amazing word. You don't hear that very often. Absolutely free. So give it a listen if you're into it. Want to get sober, stay sober. That's certainly a good push in the right direction. And so, yeah, we're reading out of the Big Book of AA. I've got several books here that I like to go through and read a little bit from every day. Yeah, of course, one of them is the Celebrate Recovery Study Bible. Excellent. I was going to AA for years, and I started to go to a local church up the street, and they offer Celebrate Recovery on Tuesday evenings, and it's real close to me. So I started going there for a change, and it's worship and prayer oriented, non-denominational, but it's a great program. Celebrate Recovery, and it's out there. A lot of churches offer it, and if it's another avenue to get sober, give it a shot. It's very good. Thank you for the wave. Thank you for the wave. I will wave you back. Nice to have you along. Thank you. But anyway, so we're all gathered here. We are gathered here on this Friday night. What's going on? What's going on? Who's going to go out and party tonight and get messed up and get in trouble and end up in jail or worse? Anybody going to do that tonight? You better not. Jay. I will, Jay. Okay, see you later. Come back when you, anytime. I'll try to be here each and every evening for sure, at least for an hour or so. I don't really go. I'm not one of the stations. One of the streams that stays on for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours, and have my lunch and breakfast and dinner, and sleep and all that while I'm streaming. I just don't. I don't know. God bless them. Whatever floats your boat. Anyway, so we do the recovery thing here. What happened to my thing? Okay, there it is. Okay. And it was a miracle that I got sober. And it was the hand of God that came down and actually gave me the word. And it was a miracle. It really was, because I stopped. It'll be 15 years, June, Father's Day. 15 years this year. So I was a late bloomer. I've always been a late bloomer. That's what they call somebody who's late doing stuff, if you haven't heard the expression. Like those flowers that come up late, like in the fall. But I'm a late bloomer. Everything in my life's been a late bloomer. I've been late to every. I hope I'm late for my funeral. That's what I hope I'm late for when the time comes. But nice to have you all here for sure. It's nice to have company. Yeah. So anyway, I was doing a little reading from the big book, and that was fun. Now, if I can find it again, we'll do a little bit tonight. I had a technical problem last night. It looks like I got that finally fixed. I'm glad of that. We can get rid of this thing. We can make that disappear. As you already know, my little logo is up in the corner there, so I don't need that. All right, let's see if we can find the big book. I had it here. Okay, there it is. It's right there. No, I don't want to do that. That's what I want to do. Okay, let's bring it up here. All right, cool. Oh, it'd be cooler if it had come up. What happened to it? Where did you go? They didn't take it down. Nope, there it is. 4th edition. It's a PDF file, believe it or not, which is really nice to be able to read off of, and I can put it on my monitor up here, which is nice. That's nice. So we did actually read a whole. We read the doctor's opinion, a little bit of Bill's story. Bill's story you really should read on your own. It's more or less just a history of Bill Wilson, one of the founders, primary founder of the of AA, and writer of the big book. Bill's story, and then we did. There's a solution. If you do have a problem, there is a solution. We started getting into that, and so many of these. This book was written way back, 1939, and the language is kind of antiquated for that era. I would suggest that they go back in and do some editing and bring the language up to today. There's plenty of Bibles that have done that already. So, but generally the whole idea and the thought and the reason for AA, the reason for getting sober, is all in there, and there is a solution. What was I on page? Where'd my pages go? I think I was on page 19, maybe. Is the solution. Come on now, be nice. I don't know why I have to go through this each time, but let's see. Okay, I did read that. Okay. Okay, so that's set up to go anywhere. And thank you, Jay. Thank you. We'll see you when you get back, or tomorrow, or whenever. Nice of you to join me tonight. It is a little bit after 9 o'clock on the East Coast, USA. And nice to be here with you. So, Alcoholics Anonymous. So we'll do a little bit of reading here and answer any questions you might have about recovery or rehab or AA or Celebrate Recovery or NA, whatever. If I can't get an answer for it, I'll try to point you in the right direction. For sure. Okay. There is a solution. And I think I got up to here. We have a, oh yeah. Now, when they say drinking and drugging, I do some self-editing when I'm reading along because not everybody's a drinker. Some people are druggers instead. And when they talk about alcoholism, I self-edit and I put in addiction because it's the same. Alcohol's a drug. You're addicted. You're a drug addict. Same thing. People in the past never, there's always an issue at AA. Oh, do you belong here? Do you belong there? Everybody's got to be pigeonholed into something, right? No, you don't. You don't have to. So, moderate drinking, a little trouble in giving up liquor entirely if there's have a good reason for it. They can take it or leave it alone. That didn't make too much noise. Then we have a certain type of hard drinker or hard drugger. May have the habit badly enough to gradually impair him physically and mentally. It may cause him to die a few years before his time. Yep, that happened to me with someone near and dear to me. Die a few years before their time. If a sufficiently strong reason, ill health, falling in love, change of environment, or the warning of a doctor becomes operative, this person, man or woman, can also stop or moderate, although they may find it difficult and troublesome and may even need medical attention. But what about the real alcoholic / addict? They may start off as a moderate user. They may or may not become a continuous hard user, but at some stage of their career, they begin to lose all control. And once that stops, it's down. All right. Here is the person who's been puzzling you, especially in his or her lack of control. They do absurd, incredible, tragic things while using. They are a real Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And I looked that up last night, and that's Robert Louis Stevenson that wrote that. I thought it was somebody else. They're seldomly mildly intoxicated. They always, more or less, are insanely effed up, to be blunt. The disposition while drinking resembles the normal nature, but little. They may be one of the finest people in the world, yet let them drink for a day or use for a day, and they frequently become disgustingly and even dangerously antisocial. They have a positive genius for getting effed up at exactly the wrong moment, particularly when some important decision must be made or engagement kept. Yep, I did that. I admit it. Yep. I definitely did that. They often possess special abilities, skills and aptitudes. There's a lot of intelligent people that are addicts, alcohol or drugs. A lot of intelligent people go that route. No, I'm not saying I'm one of them, but there's a lot out there. They often possess special abilities, skills, and aptitudes and have a promising career ahead of them. I did. I had a promising career ahead of me. And then until it wasn't. They use their gifts to build up a bright outlook for family and self, and then pull the structure down on their head by a senseless series of events. They are the people who go to bed so messed up they ought to sleep the clock around, yet early the next morning they search madly for either the bottle or the drug or both that they misplaced the night before. If they can afford it, they may have their drug of choice concealed all over the house to be certain that nobody gets the entire supply away from them and throw it away. And that, my friends, is a truism. Because the person that I know that was sadly addicted to very hard drugs used to hide it. Now, I was fortunate I never did hide my drug of choice, which was alcohol. I just kept it out in the cabinet where it always was. So I was fortunate in that regard. But then comes the day when they can't make, what is it? As things get worse, they begin to use a combination of high-powered sedative and or liquor to quiet their nerves, their anxiety, so they can go to work. And then comes the day when they get and they start all over again. They get deeper into their addiction. Maybe they even go to a doctor who hands out more addictive substances by prescription. They've cut back on that a lot. I got to give them credit. At least in the VA, I got to give them credit for that. I don't know about the private hospitals, but I can speak for the VA. Finally, they did. Then comes the day when they can't make it. Oh, I never read that. I'm sorry. Let's see. So why do they behave like this? Why does the addict behave like this? If hundreds of experiences have shown them that one drink or drug means another mess with all its suffering, why do they do it? Why is it that the addict takes another drink or another drug? Why? What's the deal? Well, maybe there never will be a full answer. However, at the time of this writing, opinions vary considerably as to why the alcoholic/addict reacts differently from normal people. We're not sure why. Once a certain point is reached, little can be done for them. We know that while the addict keeps away from the drink or drug, as he may do so for months or years, we are equally positive that once they take any drug, whatever, into their system, now obviously they're talking about illicit drugs here, into their system, something happens, both in the body and the mind, which makes it virtually impossible for them to stop. The experience of any alcoholic or addict will abundantly confirm that. Yes, I would confirm that myself. Absolutely. And it is true. It is very, very true. And these observations would be academic and pointless if they never took the first drink or drug. The main problem of the addict centers in their mind rather in the body. However, it does affect the body for sure. Do enough and your body will quit. It'll stop. It will die. If you ask the addict why they started on that last bender, the chances are they'll offer you one of 100 alibis. Sometimes these excuses have a certain plausibility, but none of them really make sense in the light of the havoc that an alcoholic creates, or an addict or an alcoholic creates. And they sound like the philosophy of the man who, having a headache, beat himself on the head with a hammer so that he couldn't feel the pain. Yeah, that's so true. That is so true. I used to do that all the time. I used to hit my head with a hammer all the time. Right. Felt like it the next morning. They sound like the philosophy of the man who, having the headache. That's what I just read that. If you draw this reasoning to the attention of an addict, they'll laugh it off or become irritated and refuse to talk. Yeah, they do that. Alcoholics, addicts, all in the same boat, and it's sinking. Once in a while, they may tell the truth. Yeah, once in a while. Mostly lies. And the truth, strange to say, is usually that they have no more idea of what they took that first drink or drug for than you have. They don't know because it was there. Why did you climb Mount Everest? Because it was there. Okay. But in their hearts, they really do not know why they do it. Once this addiction has a real hold, they are baffled. There's the obsession that somehow, someday, they will beat the addiction. But they often suspect that they are down for the count. Down for the count. Okay. The tragic truth is that if you're a real addict, alcoholic addict, the happy day will seldom arrive. They've lost control at a certain point in their using. They pass into a state where the most powerful desire to stop is absolutely gone. This tragic situation has already arrived in practically every case long before it is suspected. Yeah, it's so true. I've seen it up close and personal. I've seen it happen. And it's even worse. That's funny. It's even worse when it's a family member that has to go through it. You have to watch it take its course, and inevitably, sometimes, a lot of times, it ends up at a funeral. So if you're using now, look in the mirror. Good time to stop before it gets too late. Before it's too late. Let's see. Yeah, when this sort of thinking, yeah. Yeah, the addict, yeah. This is another case of real life. The addict might say to himself or herself, "Hey, it won't hurt me this time. Yeah, I'll just try a little. I'll just have a little bit, no problem. Yeah, how does that work out? It won't hurt. I won't get burned this time. I'll be fine. I won't overdose. Yeah, right." Or maybe they don't think at all. How often have some of us begun to get into our addiction, and then after well, if you're a drinker, after the fourth or fifth drink, or even if you're a user, how did you get there? Look yourself in the mirror when you sober up and go, "I'll never do that again. I won't do that again." Yeah. As you look in the mirror and you've got 2 weeks worth of beard and it's not there because that's the fashion. It's there because you're just falling apart inside and out. Yeah, it happens. Sure does. So many want to stop, but they can't. However, there is a solution. There is a solution. Almost none of us like the self-searching, the leveling of our pride, the confession of shortcomings, which the process requires for a successful ending. But we saw it really worked with others, and we came to believe in the hopelessness and the futility of life that we had been living. So when we were approached by those in whom the problem had been solved, there was nothing left for us but to pick up the simple kit of spiritual tools laid out at our feet. And we found much of heaven, and we have been rocketed into a fourth dimension of existence of which we had not even dreamed. Now, there is the truth. There is the truth. When and if you finally do get sober, you will be rocketed into that fourth dimension of existence, which basically is just living life. Living life like you're supposed to, like God wants you to. Live life to its fullest and enjoy it. That's the fourth state of existence. You know that people that are in recovery from drugs and alcohol, whatever the addiction is, you are one of the lucky ones to live 2 lives on this earth. 2 lives. The one before sobriety and the one after, because they are 2 different lives. Absolutely different. The great fact is just this, and nothing less, that we have had a deep and effective spiritual experience which has revolutionized our whole attitude toward life, toward our fellows, and toward God's universe. The central fact of our lives today is the absolute certainty that our Creator has entered into our hearts and lives in a way which is indeed miraculous. He's commenced to accomplish those things for us, which we could never do by ourselves. Nope. Could never quit on my own. I had to rely on God. And I'm glad I did. If you're as seriously alcoholic or addicted as we were, we believe there's no middle of the road solution. We were in a position where life was becoming impossible. And if we passed into the region from which there is no return through human aid, we had but two alternatives. One was to go on to the bitter end, blotting out the consciousness of our intolerable situation as best we could, and the other to accept spiritual help. This we did because we honestly wanted to and were willing to make the effort. So you've got to be willing. Willing. If you're not willing to make the effort, then hey, party on. Party on until you don't. Until you don't. A certain American businessman had the ability, good sense, and high character, referring to Bill W. there. For years, he'd floundered from one sanitarium to another, consulted the best-known American psychiatrist, then he'd gone to Europe, placing himself in the care of a celebrated physician who prescribed for him, though the experience had made him skeptical. No, I'm not sure if that was Bill W., actually, to be honest with you. That may have been one of the other major characters in AA. He finished his treatment with unusual confidence. His physical and mental condition were unusually good. Above all, he believed that he had acquired such a profound knowledge of the inner workings of his mind and its hidden springs that relapse was unthinkable. Nevertheless, he was drunk in a short time. More baffling still, he could give himself no satisfactory explanation for his fall. So he returned to his doctor, whom he admired, and asked him point blank why he could not recover. He begged the doctor to tell him the whole truth. And he got it. In the doctor's judgment, he was utterly hopeless. Well, nobody's hopeless out there. There's always hope. Now, whether you take advantage of it or not, that's up to you. But there's always hope there. He could never regain his position in society. He'd have to place himself under lock and key or hire a bodyguard if he expected to live long. That was a great physician's opinion. But this man still lives and is a free man. He does not need a bodyguard, nor is he confined. He can go anywhere on this earth where other free men may go without disaster, provided he remains willing to maintain a certain simple attitude. Some of our addictive readers may think that they can do without spiritual help. Let us tell you the rest of the conversation our friend had with his doctor. The doctor said, you have the mind of a chronic addict. Happened to be alcohol in his case. I've never seen one single case recover where that state of mind existed to the extent that it does in you. And the businessman felt as though the gates of hell had closed on him with a clang. He said to the doctor, is there no exception? Yes, replied the doctor, there is. Exceptions to cases such as yours have been occurring since early times. Here and there, once in a while, alcoholics/addicts have had what are called vital spiritual experiences. To me, these occurrences are phenomena, and they appear to be in the nature of huge emotional displacements and rearrangements. Ideas, emotions, and attitudes which were once the guiding force of the lives of these men are suddenly cast to one side, and a completely new set of conceptions and motives begin to dominate them. What are you doing up there, Kitty? Did you come to visit? Hey, congratulations, Joshua. Congratulations. I'm multifaceted. Randy. Multi. I can be. Could be. I'm an independent. Let's put it that way. I'm an independent. Absolutely an independent. So you have depression. Is it Kian? Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So what do you do? What do you do to stay out of your depression? Are you having fun, Kitty? Putting on a show for everybody? Is that what you're doing? I'm waiting for her to come over and walk on my... Yeah, well, you're on the right track. You pray, you go to the gym, you try to get daily sunlight, nothing's working. Well, sometimes, and there's nothing wrong with this, sometimes you need therapy from a professional therapist that works with depression. Sometimes that's what you need. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you have access to a therapist somehow, whatever your situation is, get there. And now you can do therapy on your phone, online. So it's available. It's a tool that's available. The guys out there digging a hole using a spoon. Hey, he may need a shovel. So you look at a therapist that way. Hey, look, you need the big guns. Go in and get the big guns from the therapist, and they'll point you in the right direction. Oh, thank you, Kaya. Thank you. That's changed through the VA. That's changed. Now, I can't talk about past cases of the VA with disability. I'm not a specialist. That it has changed. They've come down on that a lot because I can say that from my own personal experience. Yeah, they've clamped down on that a lot. If you're a vet, hey, you should at least look into it. As a matter of fact, I don't know the name of it, but I think if you just plug that in to YouTube, there are a couple of guys out there that do specialize in disability and whatnot that might have some tips if you're thinking about applying for it or whatever. But yeah, they clamped down on that a lot. When did I serve? It was Vietnam era. I was in 70 to 76. That's when I was a kid. And then I grew up. No, I didn't. Actually, I didn't start to grow up till I was later in life, because I am a late bloomer, and all the years that I had been drinking, my brain was not growing. So if you're young and you're using and abusing drugs, alcohol, look, I don't want to step out and say, you know, pot, but you know, that's kind of that's a gray area. Let's put it that way. I know people that smoked a lot of pot. Yeah, a lot. And they're fine. They're perfectly fine. You know, now that they stopped. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a psychotherapist. I'm not none of those things. I'm just a dude, a late bloomer who drank for 40 years and by the grace of God stopped. Oh, you coming over again? Yeah, Siamese. And just has a mind of her own. She's just like a very weird kitty. But we get along. I think she has ESP. She reads my mind, I'm telling you. Especially when I want to throw her out of the room. Well, I don't throw her. No, you can't walk over here on my computer. You got to go back there. Okay. Behave yourself, or I'll have to put you out. And then I put her out, and what does she do? She whines. Come back in. Yeah. But yeah, anyway. Yeah, give it up now. Let your brain start to develop, you know, and get normalized, whatever normal is. I know, whatever normal is. But yeah, I didn't start growing up till late in life. And now that I'm here, well, I'm still growing every day. But now that I'm here, it's a whole different. My gosh, it's a different world. I don't understand. How did I get here? Who was that dude that was running for vice president like 20 years ago? Oh, more than that. 25 years ago, maybe. Who am I? How did I get here? Oh. But anyway, yeah, he must have been an alcoholic. No, I shouldn't say that. I don't know what he was. I don't remember his name. So, yeah, so we're just going through a little bit of the big book here in case you just joined us and doing a little bit of reading about there is a solution to your problem. There is. And like I said, sometimes you have to go to the pros. You have to go get therapy if you're stuck. You know, if you're stuck in depression, if you're stuck and can't get out of that rut. And I've had depression before myself. I did go to the doctor. The doctor gave me some medication. This is back, you know, a long time ago. But it was a stepping stone to get out of it, and it got me out of it. And I did have therapy at the same time. But yeah, that process did get me out of the depression and the anxiety. Do I still have it? Yeah, once in a while. I'm human. Yeah, I do get a little bit anxious about certain things. Especially my kids. Hey, you know, what's a parent to do? But yeah, I'm having a great day. I'm having a great day today, Ty. Great day. Thank you, Quentin. And Life with Lincoln. Yeah, go play some games. Go play some games. And good to meet you too. Come back. I like your American flag little sticker there. That's nice. Like that. But look, you know, if you're gonna get sober, get sober. Damn it! Don't play games. Get sober. No, I'm not talking to you. You can go play your games. And thank you for thanking me for my service. Appreciate it. My service was an experience that I will never forget. I could write a book about that too. It was a it was hell. It was it was a combination of a lot of things. Yeah, there were good times and there were bad times. It was a huge growing experience. Huge growing experience. And I would recommend it to anybody. Absolutely would recommend it. Yep. Yep. I hear that well, when I was in the Navy, had the best food, bar none. But now I guess there's a real running challenge between the Navy and the Air Force for the best food. So we'll see. Don't know who's going to win. But that's what one of my followers last night was saying. So, but the food's great. Yeah, if you want to join, I mean, I could be I would, I would be a recruiter in a heartbeat. It was a great experience. And, I wasn't in 20 years, I was in 6 years, but, it was well worth it with the experience that I got, the places I got to go. Now, does that work for everybody? No. Some people get locked in and they're there. I think the only thing I wish that I would change if I had to do it again is I would definitely give up the seasickness. I'd give that up. I mean, land, definitely. Didn't care for the seasickness. That was a real pain in my all over. If you've ever been really seasick, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's like having bed spins 24/7. Let's see. Oh, well, yeah. So what they're saying in the big book, basically they're saying, look, you've got to have, and do I have to have a spiritual experience? The way they put it is there's two ways to get sober. A, you have a spiritual experience that is a reset button on your spirit, on your soul. Or you can get sober through education process. I was blessed. I had a vital spiritual experience. And it changed my life overnight. And it was kind of like Charlton Heston in Moses, the Ten Commandments. Yeah, it was a lot like that. Without the lightning and the thunder and parting the seas. But it was quite an experience. It was. And other folks don't have that kind of thing, spiritual experience. They get sober because they're smart enough to know and learn and change their behavior. Without that spiritual, I think, if you change your behavior and you start to get the crap out of your brain that you're, putting in there. Oh, yeah, right. Thank you. Yeah. DJ Dumpster. Want to see relapse. You're too late. You're just too late. You're about 15 years too late. If you'd been around 15 years ago, you would have seen it. Yeah, you would have seen it. Oh, many times. Oh my gosh, how many times? When you go to AA and you get, you admit, hey, I got a problem and I want to get sober and I'm going to start tonight or today, or whatever meeting you go to. And typically most of the clubs that I'm familiar with anyway, they give you a white chip. Now it may be a different color in other, I think in Celebrate Recovery, it's a blue chip. You're thinking about getting sober or cleaning up your act. And so they give you a white chip. I had a drawer full. Don't have any more of them now. But I had a drawer full of them. So yeah, relapse happens. Yeah. Relapse definitely happens. Like I said, I'm sorry you missed it. I'm not. But, I mean, I wish I had missed it, but it's part of it. I don't know what time. Oh, well, good evening. It is East Coast time. What is this foolishness? I think it's crazy. What are we on? We're on daylight savings time now for, I don't know. It's 9:42 Eastern time. 9:42. So good evening to you as well, sir. Um, LGBTQ plus. Is that like Paramount Plus? I haven't tuned into that channel. I'm no. But seriously, but seriously, I don't have an opinion. It's my opinion. Live life. Don't hurt people. I don't care. I really don't. Go. Hey, whatever. That's just my opinion. That's all. Just my opinion. And thank you for thanking me for the service. Yeah, whatever floats your boat. That's what I say. I mean, yes, people are going to disagree with me. I know. It's just my opinion. Why is it my opinion? Because I've known people that are not here and they're not there and they're not in the middle. They're somewhere. And they were best friends, fabulous people, fabulous, talented, unbelievably talented, great people. So whatever floats your boat, enjoy. Okay. Okay, I see that. Okay. Okay. Yeah, turn Christian. Yeah, you can. It doesn't matter. Yeah, if you got there, you got there. That's good. That's good. I mean, if it's good for you. Yep. No, I didn't make it to the West Coast. I did not. No, I did not make it to the West Coast when I was in the service. I was East Coast boy. And thank you, Fitz Magic. Thank you. What point did you know you had an addiction? Oh, well. At what point did I realize it? That's a good question. I had been told if I had had a head on, if I'd had a brain, I would have realized it back the first time I got drunk. Yeah. If I'd had a brain at that time that was aware. But I am one that falls into that category of, what one is one's not enough, or one's too many, and 20 aren't enough. That's where I fall, which is typical alcoholism. That's where I came from. So the first time I got drunk was overboard. It was drunk. I went overboard. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, it happens when you're young. Go out and have a good time. I know that for a fact. I know. But then it happened again, and I'm never gonna do that again. I'll never do that again. And then it happened again. So, and then I always ended up in relationships that they were enablers. I love them dearly, Absolutely love them dearly. I still do to this day. Um, those past relationships. Uh, the they remind me of that song that Willie Nelson sang with who was it? That opera singer. I can't remember the name. Julio. 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 I can't remember his name. To all the girls I loved before. Yeah, I loved them dearly. I did, but they were all enablers of one way or another. You know, and so I always ended up with enabling, and then I turned into one eventually myself, an enabler. But when I actually realized it, that I had an addiction, um, I think it was when my late wife booted me out of the house. And this was before she fell into addiction. I was at the end of mine, and she was at the beginning of hers. And I went on a tirade, a binge, whatever. And it was, get out, get out. And I think that was probably the first time. And that was, like 40 years into drinking. The DUIs, they didn't bother me. I don't know. Oh yeah, I got those. And I got the handcuffs and the whole nine. Yeah, oh man. Yeah, I was insane. Yeah, basically insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah, I fit the mold perfectly for insanity. But I think that tipped the scale because I had kids. I had a couple of young kids at the time. And that pushed me in the direction. And very soon after that, I had my spiritual experience, and that just shut everything down. And that was the end of my active addiction, alcoholism. So, and I thank God for that every day, every morning. I thank Him for waking me up too. So, yeah, so that's when I realized that I had an addiction to alcohol. Yeah. And thank God I didn't have a dual addiction. Well, I guess I was addicted to my wife too at the time. But I didn't have a dual drug addiction, or any other type of addiction going on at the time either. So that was very that was a good thing. That was a good thing. So I didn't have to fight two battles. Yeah, well, I did. I wasn't in the war. I was on the other side. No, I'm old enough. I'm old enough. I'm definitely old enough. And no, that's all right. No disrespect. Don't worry about that. I gave that up. But I am living my 3/4 life crisis. That was the word I'm looking for. Some people have midlife. I'm doing 3/4 life. And my youngest daughter is doing her, let's see, my oldest daughter would be doing midlife, and my youngest daughter is doing first quarter life crisis. Oh, yeah, she's doing it all. But yeah, I'm doing a 3/4 life crisis. So yeah, I'm old enough to serve in Vietnam. I was Vietnam era. I was on the Atlantic side chasing the Russians while they were chasing the other people. And now, of course, we're best friends with both of them, right? Go figure. Go figure. Well, the Russians not so much, but whatever today's soup of the day is, we are. Well, we're definitely good friends with Vietnam. Yeah, they do a lot of trade with Vietnam and people, a lot of tourism over there and whatnot. So that's it. The old story is go to war with the U.S., give it a couple of years, and we'll be your buddies. We'll be your friends, which is fine, I guess. It's fine. Around another day. So that's okay. Yeah, I am in my 70s, believe it or not. Yeah, I am. I know I don't look it because I'm, preserved in alcohol. But yeah. No, no, don't call him that. He's fine. He's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So anyhow, so my story pretty much. Well, a lot of it anyway. But yeah, I mean, there were times. I mean, I had been told a few times. I've been told by other people, "Hey, listen, you're drinking too much," and blah blah blah. And that's telling an addict, "Hey, you're using too much. Don't use so much. Cut down on your drug of choice." Yeah, right. That's gonna happen, right? No. Typically, no. It doesn't. It doesn't. Yeah, definitely preserved. Definitely. But Jack Daniels was my liquor of choice, my drink of choice, and that must have some secret chemicals in it. So I'm yeah. Well, somebody said the other day, yeah, you look younger than you are. You look good. I said, well, I don't know how good I look, but I call it pickled. Pickled. I'm a pickled cucumber. Yeah, well preserved. Yeah, yeah. And thank God everything works. If I was still on the, do you think everything would work? Forget it. Forget it. Thank God. What state? I am in the state of Florida because I'm retired. And you know what they call, Florida as a state, they call Florida a little nickname. Maybe you know it. It's God's waiting room. Of course. Everybody that retire, well, not everybody, but a lot of people that retire come to Florida. God's waiting room. Well, I hope I have a long time to wait. I hope so. We'll see about that. Yes, yes, very preserved. Yeah, I've been in Florida for around about 4. Yeah, how long now? Uh, yeah, a long time. 30, 40 years? 30. No, 30. What is it? It's 26, right? It's 26. So yeah, 30. 5. Yeah, 30 years, about 35 years in Florida. I got long enough to call me a native. Damn it. Yeah, right. Lament of them. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you all came along, though. Thanks for visiting. Yeah, thank you for being here on this Friday evening. Not going to go out drinking tonight. Tell you that. Yeah, that's okay, Miss Tori. You can't see my hat. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, but never ask a Marine who signs his paycheck. Don't do that. They get upset about that. Terry, you're funny. You're funny, Terry. Funny. Yeah. Yeah. Happy Sober Friday to you too. Yeah, I bet you say that to all the guys, right, John? Thanks. Thank you. Yeah, never made any money off of it though. You know? I don't know why my excuse me for a minute while my allergies are kicking in. Hold on just a second, if you would. I'm going to mute here for a second. That's better. I don't know what it is about. I got a lot of dust in this house for some reason. I don't know. I don't want to go there. That's okay, Miss Tori. That's okay. Lovely to have you here with us. And yeah, no, that's okay. You can have a blonde moment anytime. Yeah, right. That's what I'm doing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. That's exactly. Yeah. That is funny. You make me laugh now. That's all right. Oh gosh, you guys are good. You are. I'm glad you're here. Yeah, who's that other old timer out there? Ready? Okay. No, I don't know how old you are. Right? You better be teasing. There's just something about blowing my nose on camera with the microphone on is a little, yeah, I don't need to do that, do I? I mean, what the heck, But you are. No, you're not. It's all, listen, it's all up here because on my next birthday, Miss Tori, I'm going to go backwards. What can they do? What can they say? I'm starting to go backwards. So, yes, yes, I was a serviceman. Thank you. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. Yeah, it was worth it too. It was good adventure. Another adventure. My life has been full of adventures so far. I mean, and it still is. Every day is an adventure. Every day. Some good, some not so good. But all in all, it comes out to kind of a balance. Kind of a balance. Oh, stop making fun of her. She's just using shortcuts. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yes, yes, yes. Absolutely. Absolutely. Old school. Old school. Yes, no problem. Thank you. Is Homestead your last name, or is that your location? Is that where you're from? Okay. I have no idea what the numbers mean. I'm a newbie. I have no idea. I'm not there yet, but that's okay. All right. Yeah, that is nice. It is. That's a nice. little sticker there, profile picture you have. Miss Tori, it's very cute. And so is the dog. Yeah, no, so is the dog. Yes. So, let's see, where were we? Where did I leave off? Having the spiritual experience. The distinguished American psychologist William James, in his book Varieties of Religious Experience, indicates a multitude of ways in which men and or women have discovered God. Yeah, we have no desire to convince anyone that there's only one way by which faith can be acquired. Okay, very true. If what we've learned and felt and seen means anything at all, it means that all of us, whatever our race, creed, or color, are children of a living creator with whom we may form a relationship upon simple and understandable terms as long as we're willing and honest enough to try. Man, that is the whole paragraph right there in let's see, how many words? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 6 words. Willing and honest enough to try. All you got to do is be willing and honest. Give it a shot. If you want to stay sober or get sober or give up whatever addiction you have, cigarettes, pot, food. Thank God I'm not addicted to food. There are some foods I'm crazy over and I love, but whatever your addiction is, if you are willing and honest and try, believe it or not, you can change. And that is the bottom line. That's true. That's true. Well, I won't tell, if you're not an alcoholic, you can have a beer, If you're an alcoholic, you don't have a beer. If you're an addict to your other substances, you don't do a cap of heroin if you're addicted to heroin and you want to quit. Just don't do it. It just doesn't work. Well, it doesn't work anyway, but that's another story. There is no friction among us over such matters. We think it concern of ours our members identify themselves with as individuals. Remember, this is AA talking here. It's not their concern. They don't care what religious body you identify with. And this should be an entirely personal affair with which each one decides for himself in the light of past associations or his present choice. Not all of us have joined religious bodies, but most of us favor such memberships. Because AA is not a religion. Let's see. In the following chapter, there appears an explanation of alcoholism / addiction as we understand it. Then a chapter addressed to the agnostic, the non-believer, and or the one without knowledge, to be specific. Many who once were in this class are now among our members. Surprisingly enough, we find such convictions no great obstacle to a spiritual experience. Further on, clear-cut directions are given showing how we recovered. These are followed by more than a score of personal experiences. Each individual in the personal stories describes in his own language and from his own point of view the way he established his relationship with God. These give a fair cross-section of our membership and a clear-cut idea of what has actually happened in their lives. And we hope no one will consider these self-revealing accounts in bad taste. Our hope is that many addicted men and women desperately in need will see these pages, and we believe that it's only by fully disclosing ourselves and our problems that they will be persuaded to say, yes, I am one of them too. I must have this thing. So that is really the end of that particular chapter. No, you can't walk over here. You can't walk on my computer. Go chase a fly or a bug or something. Why don't you do that? Yeah. Funny, Bende. Funny. Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, Jeffrey. Congratulations. Very good. Thank you. Thank you. Isaiah, thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Miss Tori, you need stronger glasses, huh? All right. It took me a while to give up trying to read without glasses. I tried so hard. Then it was like, this is ridiculous. So I started wearing my glasses. I never used to wear my glasses for videos. My earlier videos don't have any on the channel, don't have me wearing glasses, but I had to give it up. You know? I couldn't see the writing on the wall. Thank you. I know. Thank you. I know. I know. I know. Yep. Yep. Because I wouldn't be sitting here tonight if Jesus didn't love me. If God wasn't a part of my life, I would not be sitting here right now. And it's funny, lately it's been happening more. God has been becoming more and more of my life lately. I don't know why in particular, but it just has. And I got to give all of my friends and all the people down at Celebrate Recovery for that, because it's a whole new adventure when you're using the Bible in if you're Christian faith, using the Bible in your recovery. I am sure that if you're not of the Christian faith and you're something else, which there are many of, there are books that you can use, good books that, if you're looking for recovery, that would also help you with getting there through your particular choice of religion or not. There's a lot of books out there. Well, I'm not doing any toasting here. The only toast I do is a medium toast. I like a whole wheat or an organic bread for toast. That's good. Amen. Amen. So, let's see. Anybody cooking tonight? I should have gone shopping today. I didn't go shopping. I didn't do my grocery shopping today. I should have done my shopping. Yeah. It's a good question. Good question. My guess is you're still going down if you're walking down south. I guess you're still going down. But then again, if you turn the world upside down, are you going up or down? I don't know. Does it matter? No, sorry, I don't. Should I? Yeah, I know. Oh, that's Moses, too. I don't. Yeah. Yeah, they all did it. They all did it. Yeah. Well, that was like drinking milk today, you know? The kids, well, they still do over in parts of Europe. They still grow up drinking wine at a very young age. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. Hey, if you're a normal drinker doing it, you're fine. It's when it becomes a problem that you're the problem. That it's a problem. You know? Yeah. It depends on your age too, Miss Tori. You don't have to tell us your age, but it does depend. Look at me. No, it does. It depends on your age too. I had family members that were, oh gosh, they were older, well up into their 80s that did enjoy their wine. And, that can lead to problems, physical problems. No, it's going to lead to problems no matter what age you are, but you have to be very careful of it, Very careful. So, yeah. What drugs? Well, my drug of choice was alcohol. Did I dabble in it? I think smoke some pot, a few times, but it wasn't anything. It wasn't any big deal. Back then, I was offered other substances, the powdered kind. I was offered them, and it was back, back in the day when it was big. It was really big, especially in Florida. Back in what was the name of that show? Miami Vice, right? Back in the day of the Miami Vice, because it was all over, But it's just never. I don't know what it was. I could just never. It never appealed to me. Snorting drugs just never, or shooting, or I don't know. It just never. I was very happy with my alcohol until I wasn't. But yeah, that was pretty much that's it. That's it. Never did any psychedelics. Never did that. Never did any of that stuff either. But because I didn't need it. Like I said, I had my little thing, and that was my go-to, and that's fine. Whatever floats your boat. If you like that, good. Now, there is a particular psychedelic out, and I was reading about it. What the heck is the name of it? I can't remember the name of it now. But I think it's some mushroom derivative, I think, that was not approved for treatment in the U.S., but I guess they use it in Mexico for real heavy drug addiction. Maybe one of you guys out there know what I'm talking about. But it's a psychedelic, and there have been certain people up here that have tried it, and it's helped out somewhat in their drug addiction to get them off of it. I'm fine. Oh, Navy girl. Okay, Navy girl, you're welcome anytime, Navy girl. You're all welcome. Actually, I'm fine. I'm very fine on this Friday evening. No, no, no. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a. I'm not a fighter. I'm a lover. That's what I always say. You know? No, I'm not a Navy SEAL. Nope, 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 nope. I don't eat fish for lunch. Um, yeah, I don't know if it's peyote or I don't know. I'm not sure. If that's what I'm talking about. That's because I know there was some a particular, you know, new thing that they came up with that was psychedelic that would actually help people that have severe addictions and can't get out of it any other way. And apparently, it does work. Apparently, from what I hear, and that's just my opinion. Okay. Oh, you're the first one. Okay. Congratulations. Does that mean you're in? Are you in now? Are you did you join the Navy or oh, is that it? Ayahuasca? Huh. Okay. Well, the last time I smoked pot, that's what it did to me too. It made me sick. Why? Something changed. Something changed. No, but I've known a few that I've wrestled. Oh, cool, Navy girl. Very cool. Uh, yeah, I guess she does. Yeah. Yeah. Uh, yeah, right. It's funny. I was thinking the same thing about my daughter. Maybe we could work something out. I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding. Uh, yeah, 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 yeah. Well, it's fun. Yeah, wrestling a bear is always fun. Yeah. So you're out now, Navy girl. You're out of the service, or did you just finish basic training, or how many years were you in? I love it. Love it. Thank you, Ivy. That's great. Yeah, that's a deal, right? That's a deal. Oh, USS Johnson, huh? Okay. What is that? What kind of ship is that? Not familiar with it. It's got a USS in front of it, and I know it's ours. Oh, no kidding. That's how long I was in, too. Yeah, thanks for your service. Not active now? No, okay. That's cool. Very cool. Yeah, it's a trip. Yeah, I would like to. I'd like to go visit one of those newer aircraft carriers when they come into port. I know the other one. Occasionally, they have open house and whatnot, visiting days, and I'd like to see how the new ones are set up. Just as a visitor. That's it. Oh, really? Okay. 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 Beautiful. Yeah, it seems like Vietnam was a long time ago. My first sponsor in AA. No, not my first sponsor. What am I saying? My first sponsor. My longest lasting sponsor in AA was a Vietnam vet. And it's just a shame what happened to him. And not just him, but a lot of the vets that came back that are still alive from Vietnam that got totally drenched in Agent Orange, and now they have um, to fight various forms of cancer. And that took his life. Cancer took his life. He died a few years back. But we had a standing, there's just kind of a friendly joke in AA between the two of us. You know, one of the things you should do if you belong to any of these organizations is get a sponsor, somebody that you can turn to if you got a problem, somebody you trust, and say, look, I got a problem, you know, can you help me out? And they will help you. That's what a sponsor does. They help you get sober, transition from being a mess to being a sober, real, live person. And we kind of had a standing little joke in AA because when I first went to him and I said, you know, I need a sponsor. Could you help me out? Could you sponsor me? He said, well, I'll be your temporary sponsor, he said. And the reason he said that was, which I found out later, was because one of the people that he had sponsored earlier had gone out and went right back to their old habits. And I don't know if or not, but he was upset about it and wasn't sure that he wanted to commit to being a sponsor to somebody else. So anyway, bottom line is he said, I'll be your temporary sponsor. Well, he was my temporary sponsor till he passed away. And we, you know, whenever I go to a meeting, you know, and see him and whatnot, hey, how you doing? Fine, you know. This is my temporary sponsor. I just kind of got a kick out of it because that's one way to go. You know, if you're not sure, if you don't have somebody in mind that you can trust and that somebody that knows you or is open to knowing you and your situation, you know, it's even easier if you ask them, hey, look, will you be my temporary sponsor? And that takes the pressure off of them. And it's a lot easier for them to say, oh, okay, yeah, sure. And who knows, it could turn out the same way. You know, they could be your permanent sponsor too. So just a little story anyway. E6, I was a radioman on my ship. At the time, they call them radiomen. I don't know what they call them now. It might be communicate. They did have communications specialists, I think. They may call them that now. I'm not sure. Or it may still be the same. I honestly don't know. But that's the work that I did. And that's first class petty officer. And I didn't even realize that I had got a promotion until I got out. I didn't even realize I got a promotion. Yeah, basically sergeant. Yeah. Sergeant. My late wife was a master sergeant in the Air Force. And her addiction got the best of her and took her out. And she passed a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. She passed away. But, you know, there's only 3 ways out of your addiction, whatever it is. You know what they are. I don't know if you've ever heard them. If you go to NA, it says this a lot, right? There's only 3 ways. Jails, institutions, or death. And that's a fact, Jack. It's a fact. But that's only if you, refuse to give in to the program, or programs or whatever. There's some stubborn people out there. I was stubborn for a long time. I make no bones about it. I was stubborn for a long time. But God had other plans. So he got me sober, got me to get sober, pushed me in the right direction. Yep. So, oh, thanks. Thank you, Miss Tori. Thank you. Yeah, it was, I can't say it was unexpected, but it's always a shock, especially when it's a family member and somebody that you intimate with. It's always a loss. It's always a great shock. Oh, come on. Stop that. Yeah, so you want to, if you're stuck in a rut with if you have an addiction of your own, and you know that you do, you want to do something about it. AA is certainly one way to go. NA is another way to go. Where's my NA? Hold on a second. I like to give them kudos too. Big Book of NA, soft cover book too. All the programs are basically the same. They're a little bit different here and there, but the bottom line is they give you a roadmap to get from here to there. So you can get there, right? That's what we want to get there. We don't want to get there. But that, they're a roadmap, whether it's AA, NA, Celebrate Recovery, and I'm sure there's some other ones that Smart Recovery. Well, that's done with medications, I guess. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, Miss Tori. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yep. It happens. Yeah, but life goes on. Life goes on. It's very hard. Very hard. Yeah, especially if he didn't have an addiction, and it was life. It was God's path. How I look at it, it was just the way our path is laid out for us. So God bless those that went before. And I think one of the nicest little sayings, I guess you call it, that I have heard is, may their memory be a blessing. I love that. And it's so, so true. Life is a mystery. Yeah, it is. And I am Sherlock Holmes. So there you go. Yeah, it is hard. Well, mine does too. My dad passed when he was, oh, great. Yeah, grandmother 97. Yeah. 92. That's good. So you got good genes. Good genes. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, well, the rate was RM at the time. I don't know if they even have them designated that way anymore. Radioman. They did have communication technicians, But they did something. They were like the fix it guys. They fixed the stuff when it was broken. And but I don't know what they have today. I don't know what they're actually called in the the communication thing, because everything's changed so much since I was in. Oh my gosh! Would you believe when I got out? When I got out, they had just started putting satellite on the ships for GPS. So I don't know when did GPS come online? Well, it was government GPS, so I don't even know. But when did GPS started in which year? GPS development began in 73. Yeah, U.S. Department of Defense. First satellite launched in 78. And it became fully operational in 95. Well, this was back in this was before 78. So maybe they had a military satellite had been launched. Will you get down? Yes, get down. Why are you crawling all over the place? But that's just to date myself a little bit. It's like back when the dinosaurs roamed the earth. That was my fun time. I actually got to interview Adam and Eve. Yes. What's holding you up? I hear you like snakes. Oh, okay. Something like that. So anyhow, yeah. Back in the day. Yeah. Oh, I love this book. I love the Big Book. The Big Book is great. Yeah, the idea of somehow someday we will control and enjoy drinking in particular is astonishing. Many pursue it into the gates of insanity or death. There you go. That's it. It's written on the... It is written. NCO in the fleet. Congratulations, PO3. That's great. Yeah. What's your job? What do you do? PO3. I know that. Well, I was very fortunate that I was able to make rank as quickly as I did. I was very lucky. Yeah, no problem. Oh, okay. All right. Oh, that's great. That's great. Easy peasy. Yeah. Yeah, I loved you guys. I was there constantly. I mean, seasick. You guys were my pals. You could see me coming a mile away. I tell you. Oh, that is great. That's great. Yeah, just do your job. Do your job the best that you can, and take the tests and move on, move up. You'll be fine. And that's a great job. When you've had enough, or if you do your 20 or whatever, if you when you decide to come out, it's a great job for moving into the civilian world, helping other people. It's good. Very good. Yeah. Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. Yeah. That was a song that just popped into my head from, when did that come out? Oh, those were the, I think that was the 70s, maybe? A song by Mary Hopkin. And that was oh my gosh. Wow, I didn't realize that. 1968. Wow, I was just a youngin'. Oh, 69 it was released. 69. Okay. Yeah, same thing. That was a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Wow. So anyhow, where are we? Oh my gosh, time is flying. Time flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? I'm going to kind of wrap things up here. Yeah, thank you too, and best of luck to you. best of luck, and come back and visit. I'm going to try to get on a regular basis and chit chat and whatnot. Talk a little bit about recovery and answer any questions I can. And I always love talking to you guys and ladies as well, of course. And I hope you all have a good evening. Holiday weekend, right? I don't know. Is anybody going to be around this weekend? Any of you good people going to be handy dandy? We'll try to hit it up again tomorrow evening. What are you meowing about? Do you really want to get out? Or am I not paying enough attention to you? Where did you go? What are you doing down there? Yeah, I'll let you out in just a minute. She's harassing me now. That's what the ladies do. They harass me. See? Just kidding. Thanks so much again. Have a great evening. Get to bed early tonight. Get some sleep. Stay healthy, And don't forget, trust God. Clean house. And help others. Okay? And don't forget that somebody out there loves you. And we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.